me take a break for a minute. I'm almost done, but figured I'd see if anybody wanted to ask any questions. But obviously the answer is no. If there's anybody that's out there that's actually watching, keep an eye out for a YouTube short later on what I'm doing with the wood chips. The wood chips don't look wet when you first look at them, but once you start digging out in the pile, you can definitely tell that they're wet and they're heavy. But it does look like I am starting to make a dent in this wood chip pile. It may actually get to the point where there's not any wood chips to get. I don't know how far back the pile really goes. Probably the stuff towards the back, as we get closer to the back of the pile, might be older stuff, so it's probably quite rotten, to be honest, which is good for like soils. I also do a morning show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If anyone's interested, we do farm talk. We do, religious talk. We do, what the weather's doing. Sometimes I'll ask people, where they're from, like hardiness zone, not really location. Like I'm in zone 4B. That's important for me to know. But yeah, it's just kind of a hangout, chill show. This one and the weekday shows. The reason why I'm really pushing to get the wood chips in is because we're just about down to the circle on the property. Oh, the pile is shifting back there. I guess since nobody wants to hang out with me, I'll get back to it. Just want to thank however many people have watched. I'm not sure. I won't know until I end the stream. If anybody has subscribed, let me know. What up, Leanne? Is that Flagler? That's probably the most people that's been on stream since I started. But we talk about farm things. We talk about, religious things. But right now we're talking farm things. So what is everybody growing this year or plan on growing? I know I've got some Autumn Joy sedum that are popping up slowly but surely. I'm going to try and propagate some blackberries this year. I've got some red columbine seeds. I'm going to try and grow a bunch of those out. We've got, vegetable seeds, beans, all that good stuff. So I'm just curious. Anytime I go live, I try to interact with people when I'm sitting here in front of the camera to see what everybody's plan is for the season. Everybody doesn't live in the same growing zone. So, you could be in zone 5 or zone 6 and be way ahead of me, obviously. Still freezing overnight, pretty chilly during the day. I think this weekend we're going to have another 60-degree day. my goal is to kind of build a nursery on my. I'm going to grow watermelon and potatoes. That's quite a combination. I think we've got some watermelon seed. We'll probably get some seed potatoes from friends and family. I wouldn't mind growing potatoes. I know that the wood chips that I'm getting here are good for it. You don't I guess you don't necessarily have to hill your potatoes as much with wood chips, because they kind of just rise with the potatoes as they're growing. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, but that's why I do what I do. I'm trying to journal the progress that I'm making on the property that I live on, the farming situation. But yeah, the next big step I think is going to be taking cuttings of my autumn joy sedum when they grow up. Obviously not taking all of the stems, but probably half of my stems are going to be cuttings. So I'm going to have a good supply of autumn joy sedum towards the end of this season, maybe the beginning of next season. The red columbines will just be, I'll have a crazy amount of those. I'm kind of focusing on perennials right now, only because it's less of a process. I don't need a greenhouse to do it. We've saved seeds from all kinds of different stuff that we've got at the grocery store or from flowers that we've bought. I've got hostas. I've got 3 different types of hostas, 2 that are already in the ground and propagating. One is a blue hosta that I haven't planted yet because it's not warm enough. I'd like to pot that up instead of putting it in the ground, only because I don't know where I want to put it yet. But I've got Patriot hosta, Earth Angel hosta, and then I've got this blue hosta that I haven't started yet. But feel free to leave a question or a comment. I've still got a little bit of room in the back of the truck to shovel some wood chips. I just figured I'd take a break and see if anybody's active. If you want to know more about the religious side of the conversation, there's a link in my channel description for Patreon. Over there, I do a bunch of Bible studies, Bible devotionals. I also go live on Sundays around noon, 1 o'clock, and do a live Bible study. So if that interests you, go check out the Patreon link. But I'm going to finish up, and then I'll see if anybody else is willing to chit-chat with me. I found the frozen layer. That should be good. Thought there was more room back there, but as the season progresses, we'll be doing more and more videos and shorts and live streams. It's kind of slow right now because the season's only trying to get started around here. Again, I'm in zone 4B. It's still not planting weather, but I do have plants that are growing. So Appreciate everybody hanging out. Appreciate Leanne for commenting and responding to the question. Again, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, 7:15 to 8:15, somewhere in that range. I do a morning show, Eastern Standard Time. Anytime that the weather, as long as it's not raining or snowing, I'm going to be doing a live sometime in the afternoons here at the wood chip pile. And any day that I do wood chips, I usually put out a short showing the progress. If you're interested in seeing the progress to date, there's some shorts on the channel starting from when there was still snow on the ground to today. So check out the content. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, blackberries. I've got wild blackberries growing on the property. I've watched a couple of videos, and I guess the easiest way to propagate blackberries is find one of the vines that's kind of leaning further out than the others and put it into a pot, and eventually that will grow its own little plant, and you can cut it off from the mother plant. I'm gonna do it eventually. It's just not that time of year yet. But once I have 3 or 4 new plants, I'll show the process, do a little short or a video on how I did it, how it might work for you guys. If you want to see a channel that I'm trying to emulate in a way, is Savvy Dirt Farmer. Craig over there, Savvy Dirt Farmer. He lives in Tennessee, so he's in a different growing zone, but I'm trying to do the same kind of thing, starting from a backyard nursery, build it out to a business. And the ultimate goal of all of this is to help get people off the streets, give them a skill set that they can use to become productive members of society. The reason I want to do it that way is because I was homeless in my 20s, 10 years of living on the streets, and I was never offered an opportunity like that. So if I can do that for other people, I guess I'm doing something right. Again, thank you everybody for commenting. Leanne, I think you're the only one today. So you're my number one fan today. Yeah, tons of content. I'm going to keep doing what I do, and people don't like it bad. Most people enjoy it. Most people like what I'm doing, the direction that I'm headed, so I'm going to keep doing it.